and welcome to the GAK Vision YouTube channel. My name is Just John Allen, and today I am going to be demonstrating something very, very exciting for me, the brand new DV Mark EVO 1. So let me tell you a little bit about the EVO 1 itself. So the basis behind the EVO 1 is that taking a stance on that you have all of these different multi-effects processors and digital amplifiers, such as things like the DV Mark multi-amp, can be a little bit daunting for some people. Some people don't want to go into, they want all of those sort of characteristics and amps and different models and stuff, but really don't want to delve into that world because you really have to take the time to sort of mess around with all those different amps and effects that you can use. Well, this is where the DV Mark EVO 1 comes in handy. So you have a 2-channel with a sort of a recognizable tone layout that you can see here. So you've got channel 1 and channel 2 as if it were a 2-channel amplifier. And then you have in each channel, you have 6 different styles of amplifiers that are all completely changeable via the DV Mark EVO 1 sort of computer software that you can download. And that's where you can add, take away different amplifiers, change different models out. So you've got 1 to 6 on amp 1, which is the majority of them are clean style amplifiers. Then as you move along, you have your gain, your low, your middle, your highs, and your overall level. And you also have reverb on these amplifiers and a boost function as well for all your lead needs. So mimicking the sort of channel 1, you have channel 2, which is sort of more overdrive tones, 1 to 6 once again, and then you have your gain, low, middle, high, level, reverb 2 for obviously that specific reverb channel, and your master volume for the overall amplifier. The amazing thing is that they're all foot switchable aspects to the amplifier, so you can change them all up with a foot switch. Obviously you can change in and out the reverb and the boost function as well. You've got XLR out, so you can go direct, and that helps for recording because it acts as an interface. So it's a really powerful piece of equipment. That's kind of what it is, essentially. That is as basic as it comes because it is for someone that wants all that diversity but wants to be able to really have a recognizable sort of platform for them to use, something that they're already used to. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with a clean channel, basically because there's 6 per channel. I think that'll take me a little while to get through them all and really show you what it's capable of. So what I've done is I've picked 3 from each channel, so I'm going to show you 6 overall. So as if it was a 6-channel amplifier. And then I have an overdrive pedal down here, which is the Pigtronics Fat Drive, one of my favorite overdrive pedals. And in the effects loop, just to show you what it's capable of, I also have a flashback delay running in the effects loop. And I'm going to use the onboard reverb as well. Guitar-wise, obviously, as you can see, I have these 2 incredibly beautiful guitars. On my furthest right, I have this Japanese 69 FSR Pink Paisley Telecaster. Beautiful guitar, one of my favorites I've seen in a long time. And then next to that, I have the beautiful Alex Lifeson Signature Les Paul Custom. So let's get to some playing, and I'll show you the clean channels first. So you may have heard this amplifier in other demos that I've already done. The beautiful thing about it is that it really brings out sort of dynamic playing in me like a valve amplifier would. There's really a nice touch to the amplifier. So as you can hear, it has that sort of Fender characteristic. Let me just turn the reverb completely off so you can hear the amp just for what it is. I'm a bit of a reverb junkie though, so I really think it adds something massive to the tone. So let's move on to our next selection, which is going to be selection number 3, which is known as the top 30. I'll let you kind of gather what you think the amps are. What you can do that reacts very similarly to a valve amplifier, sorry, is that I now have the level dimed and I've dropped off on the master volume, and then you get this cool old school vintage sort of British breakup. So check it out. Cool, so now we're going to move on to the third setting, which is setting number 5, which is our Rock 75 amplifier choice. So this one has, it's kind of bridging over the gap between channels. So it goes from the green, then orange to red, as you would expect, from clean crunch to overdrive, sort of full chunky stuff. As you can see, the little light has turned orange now instead of green. So it's on that crunchier setting, hence the Rock 75. So check this channel out. So the cool thing is you can go from that sort of classic-y rock sound, engage the Fat Drive by Pigtronics, and you get a huge, big old creamy tone. So there's just some of the clean tones that the amp is capable of. So let's move over to channel 2, which is just a simple flick of the switch there. and let's see some channels there with the Les Paul. So same as the other channel, we're going to start off on part 1, channel 1, sorry, or selection 1, which is the 666 channel 2. So it's a nice, it's probably my favorite with the gain set at 5. Everything has been set at 5, just so you know. Just a really, really chunky and beautifully smooth overdrive. So obviously what I can do now with the fat drive is instead of setting it to like being an overdrive, I can set it to being a slight bit of a gain drive instead to sort of tighten everything up on the amplifier. So let's use that instead. So here is the amplifier just set normally with no pedal. Which is perfectly fine, but if you want a bit of smooth bottom end to it, just engage the fat drive or any other overdrive. I absolutely love that pedal. The fat drive is a wicked, wicked pedal. So the amplifier sounds great just on its own already. Happily use that in any situation. So let's move on to our next amp selection. Cool, so now let's go on to our next selection, which is number 3 on the amp selection, as you can see there, which is DV Mark. So check it out, it's got more of sort of a classic cranked Marshall feel to it. Really awesome sounding channel there. But once again, what you can do is, well actually let me show you, because you do have the capability of foot switching a boost level in as well, which doesn't necessarily boost your drive, it actually is a volume boost as well. But if you wanted to boost the gain, so you could set this, you know, on low, which it is at the moment, which is 5, then you can just use an overdrive pedal. But let me really crank the drive on this and show you how much drive you have on tap. So there is more than enough drive on there. So this is going back to 5. Obviously the amp becomes a little bit brighter because all that bottom end from the drive has come out again. So let me engage the fat drive. So now it's kind of a best of both worlds. You have the bottom end smoothness from the fat drive, but you have that top end clarity from the DV Mark. Such a great combo. So let's move on to our final amp setting. So our final section is selection 6 off of channel 2, or amp 2, which is the Recto US, which I can only assume is one specific amplifier. So I've dialed up the gain a little bit more, the delay function is slowed down, and the reverb is on, so check it out. So there is more than enough drive coming from that channel, and that's only on 7. So there is a very, very, very short introduction to the DV Mark EVO 1. The best thing to do with these amplifiers is come in and get hands on yourself, because it's nowhere near as daunting as anything else. It's very simple in terms of its layout, it's very simple in terms of its control, and the sound, as you heard, is incredibly gratifying. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed that demonstration of the DV Mark EVO 1. Thank you very much.